This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind.
She one of a kind, yeah, she's fine. 2 times time, then she down. Getting this money, she stay in line. Yeah, she gon' grind all the time, okay. Get this money, okay. Ain't no play, gon' play with my bae. She just wanna go hard for that K. So she gon' hit it, gon' make a way, go ahead, get money. Go ahead, get the money. Go ahead, treat yourself to something. Go ahead, treat yourself to something. Girl, you fine like a ticket to something. Girl, they quiet like crickets or something. They ain't posted, they mention for nothing. They hard for something. Your beauty is something. Waist on slam, your ass on drunken. I hate it, gon' hate, but they ain't getting nothing. 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. You gon' get that money and gon' get it jumping. Know you on track the way that you run it. Credit score over 800. And when you out, you get 100 comments. That's something they gotta acknowledge.
Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind. 5'5", brown eyes, long hair, thick thighs, dressed like Mary J. Blige. Beautiful on the inside and outside. Pretty when she wake up. She don't need no makeup. Princess cut diamonds on her neck. You can tell, baby, caked up. Plus she got a couple businesses right her own pay stub. She ain't gotta chase nobody. Everybody chase her. And her beauty so bold. When God made her, he done broke the mold. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. One of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine.
We've been in here trying to get this computer to work all this time.
Oh, we
been
live
in.
Yeah.
We live now, but you see this ain't working. You see
that? Shit. So do we go to Facebook, Josh?
Yeah.
Shit, it's live on Facebook.
Turn your phones down, log in so y'all can see the comments or whatever. We got technical difficulties, y'all. We ain't gonna be on here too long, but we gonna get on here and we gonna start off by saying Happy Wednesday. Happy Women Wednesdays to all my ladies on the couch tonight. Hopefully y'all can hear us, but we got some major issues going on right now. I don't know why, but it'll get fixed. But right now, we still here. My ladies, we was in here partying.
Right.
And
we had a good time.
Yes, always. And tonight, shout out to Busy One Radio on Sundays from 3 to 4. We got Women Wednesdays, which is tonight. Me and Mondays. I skipped y'all. Me and Mondays from at 9 o'clock, and then we got Women Wednesdays tonight, and then we got Let's Talk About It Fridays. And we here, y'all. And then we got my girl Dominique over there in the corner that do her good ass food that I need her to shout out. Shout it out.
Yeah, shout out to Flavor. So Flavor, we do Taco Tuesdays every Tuesday at Elmore Street Cafe. We got tacos, quesadillas, $2 margaritas. Val behind the bar. DJ Allie
Somebody's feeling
great. She said we've been partying for real. But come get some jerk chicken tacos, tequila chicken tacos. We got jerk salmon burrito style tacos, y'all. They live. So yeah, we got it all.
We most definitely got to get this fixed before Friday, before Keelante Britton come up on here talking about this premiere. So we got to make sure this good before then, because I see you Friday, man. I cannot wait. I'm excited. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets on Eventbrite for the premiere on February 20th. Solitary confinement. It's a true story about women being in jail and things like that. I got my best friend's sister. She's no longer here, but she's in the movie. So they coming through thick. The whole family day-to-day podcast will be there, interviewing the actors and actresses. So y'all make sure y'all come and holler at us on the mic. Let us know who you are. We in the building. We most definitely it's gonna be there, and we're gonna most definitely promote and support this young brother. He doing his thing. Shout out to Pilante Britton. I will see you Friday. Let's talk about it. And otherwise than that, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play no videos tonight, y'all, because we got some technical issues going on.
So I'm just freestyling.
I'm gonna try, but we did have a video that we wanted to share about gentle parenting versus strict parenting. Is what we were talking about tonight. I'm gonna try to play the video. If it go out, we out of here. I've been here too long trying to fix shit. I'm gonna be gone.
So you know, got frustrated.
I did, but let's go.
And we can.
Are kids these days becoming too spoiled because we are too gentle on them? Or do you believe strict parenting should totally stop in this generation?
Like you tough? Do you think you tough, little man?
Night Fam, let's dive into a debate that seems more relevant now than ever.
I want Louis Vuitton.
Okay. You don't have to be so mean. You happy now?
Gentle versus strict parenting. Which one do you think actually works better? Because lately videos of kids throwing tantrums are becoming more and more common. But the way adults react to them is a bit too loose.
Don't y'all do that to a little girl. Y'all don't know what she's supposed to do.
See, some say showing love and kindness all the time is the way to go, while others swear by enforcing strict rules and discipline. But by the end of this video, you'll see why both sides have good points and where both can totally miss the mark, because many of us will vow for the old school way of parenting, where rules and discipline are the top priority.
Have you lost your mind? Why would you think that it's okay to speak to your mother like that?
After all, people who grew up under this kind of parenting all turned out well anyway, or at least that's what they say.
Teaching your children to plan their day like you do in the military, it'll make your parenting a lot easier.
The idea is to help kids build good habits and learn to follow rules so they can grow up to be responsible adults. So these parents believe that the earlier you correct bad behavior, the better.
So today, my beautiful daughter is going to walk 5 miles to school in 36-degree weather.
But where do we draw the line between proper discipline and literally giving your child trauma? Because the latter is why other parents also think the best way to raise kids is by talking to them, by listening to what they need and understanding their feelings.
We think a lot alike, huh?
That's why gentle parenting is all about clear communication. It believes that kids can understand logic and reason if you explain it in a way they can process. Like this mom who was explaining to this kid why he can't have any more screen time.
If you want to do something else, you can go lay down in your room, you can do puzzles, you can color, you can do all of those things, okay? You wanna go lay down? Okay, go lay down. Do you feel better now?
Because gentle parenting also means being kind and patient with a child's emotions.
I can help if you're struggling to calm down.
Hoping that if they value their child's feelings and make them feel heard, they'll grow up knowing how to deal with their emotions and show love to others. But wait, wouldn't... Are kids these days becoming...
All right. Who's gonna go first on this? Because I'm still trying to fix it. This shit is a mess.
But I don't know. I guess maybe I should. I don't know. Since I have 7 kids.
Go ahead.
And I have 17 grandkids. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell a little small tale of truth. I was 2 different parents. I have my first set of kids, like the first 3.5, because I say half because Troy is my middle child, quote unquote.
where I was down there an abusive parent. I own my shit because I didn't understand like anger and rage can be inside of a parent, and when you whoop your kids and you forget like you're mad at them about something else, that everything that's inside of you life comes out. And so I stopped hitting my kids when I left a laceration on one of my children and she couldn't go to school. That's my shit. I own that. Troy came along, and Troy, you know, it's a little bit big, you know, for his age. So I tried to do like the paddling stuff, and I actually went and bought a paddle and like try to like, because they say you like put, you know, whoop them on their behind or something like that. So I tried that, but still, it was the paddle broke. It wasn't because I was so that I hit them that many times. It was just I was angry. So then with the second set of kids, like Troy, and then the last on down, I just stopped hitting, and then I started yelling and cursing and using very abusive words, calling my kids derogatory terms. You know, I call my daughters female dolls. I done did it all, you know, because again, with me, I'm emulating anything and everything that I think that I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to take from how I grew up. I was abused as a kid, and that's not why I abused my kids, because I was common sense enough to know that that wasn't right. But again, this is just my parenting style. Now with my grandkids, I can't say that I necessarily use gentle parenting. However, I am quick to actually talk to them, listen to them, because what I didn't understand is that kids have feelings, and kids are very vocal, and kids can express themselves. And when they do something that I feel like warranted for corporal punishment, yeah, hell yeah, I still whoop ass, but I whoop ass in a more productive way, like for real. Like at the end of the day, like if they come to me and they do something that I feel is out of pocket, I'll spank them on their hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't resort to all of that other stuff. I don't call them out their name. I will redirect them. So that's my approach to gentle parenting. Now, gentle parenting in some other aspects has a different tone. So it's, again, with the ladies of day-to-day podcast, we always want everybody's perspective and what they idea is of what they feel is corporal punishment, what they feel is gentle parenting. Because, you know, I have an autistic grandson, and I definitely don't discipline him at all, first and foremost, because he doesn't understand. And the gentle parenting is something that his parents are actually exercising. Me personally, well, one of his parents is. Let me retract.
One of your children said, "Don't overshare your business."
Oh, Deasia, just shut up. Ain't nobody ain't gentle. Excuse me. She is baby Sosa. She is baby Sosa. She is the youngest, the murderer, the spoiled. She's the one who just hit me up for money as we're sitting here without technical difficulties. She didn't get a spanking, but let her tell it. Her life was crucified. Baby Sosa, Deasia, Amani, love you dearly. Your words are valuable, honey. Get off this live. But no, anywho, and that's what I'm saying. But anywho, like, you know, when my grandson is autistic, you know, my daughter is the biological parent, and his other mother, you know, because, you know, LGBTQ plus out here. Anyway, his other parent is the more gentle parent, and she's just you know, she's like, oh my God, no, we can't, and we got to redirect. But my daughter, she's still firm, and so that's her gentle parenting. And she doesn't discipline him by striking him, but her voice, and he recognizes that. So, you know, it's all about the approach. And the age, at the end of the day, it's always a disclaimer, even though we didn't read it. We didn't read it. Day-to-day podcast is our opinions. Our opinions don't have nothing to do with the brain. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. Our opinions don't have nothing to do with the brand. It's just our opinion and our opinion only. Clock it.
Wait a minute, though. I gotta do the disclaimer because your daughter got up on here with that.
I know, with that mess. And she wanna come and she wanna be a guest. Hot, all that hot shit. She wanna be a hot. She wanna be a guest. And I'm trying to get her dude with David over there, Mr. Gray.
Okay, let's do this disclaimer because I'm gonna cut my kids up. But okay. Disclaimer: everyone on the panel is expressing their opinion, and their opinion is strictly their opinion. It does not have anything to do with the brand, nor does it reflect on the brand's integrity. That was it, y'all. We back.
All right, well, that was my piece. I think I'm done for now.
I personally feel like there is a medium. I don't think either side is right or wrong. I think for me personally, I have always tried to look at our children, not as children the way I feel like our parents look at us, meaning we don't have an opinion, we don't have a say so, we don't have thoughts, we don't have feelings, but to look at them as human beings. And
hey, he's too loud.
And as human beings, they have thoughts, they have opinions, they have emotions. Like I can remember getting a whooping.
We got kids here, y'all. Sorry.
I can remember like getting a whooping and being told to like fix my face. Did you just beat my ass? This is my face. Don't you cry. You know what I'm saying? My ass hurt. My feelings hurt.
Oh, I got some comments in here, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
We got comments already.
We got comments. I'm sadder than a motherfucker. I'm sad. Like, goddamn, you whipped my ass and I'm supposed to skip to the loo?
What did you do to earn an ass whooping?
I understand, but why can't
she
a parent understand
that I'm hurt
and allow me the space to be hurt? I think,
but they was hurt for having to whoop your ass.
I get it, but I shouldn't have to fix my face, and we all can sit here and cry together then. Shit. Let's be in tune with our emotions and figure this shit out.
I was only in tune no more. I'm only hurt with who I became. I think I was hurt behind that, but not wasn't hurt from whooping your ass because you effed up.
I think really like you should just at the end of the day, like sometimes I think with the abuse that children suffer, a lot of Black children suffer. Oftentimes, that abuse of a mother kind of beats
some real ways,
some things out of children, like as far as an opinion, as far as being able to speak up for yourself in corporate settings, as far as being an authority and leader figure. That abuse and that physicalness will beat that out of your children. And that's why a lot of Black people can't take on those authoritative positions because they are so, like, their opinion has been whooped out of them. They were never allowed to have an opinion as a child. They were always being dictated to. They never were allowed to voice their opinion. They never were allowed to even have one. So growing up, going out into the world, and that's been your experience, that's exactly what you're going to take on.
Okay, so I don't know if I agree that it kind of beats it out of them. Now,
beat their ass.
I got, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't beaten.
I whoop ass though.
No, I wasn't beaten, like, you know what I'm saying, bruising the child like that. Now, I had a couple whacks on me. I ain't even gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying?
But you can beat them mentally.
But it's like, I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I perpetuated like a cycle or something like that with my children. I gave ass whooping when ass whooping was due.
Exactly.
A lot of my discipline but realistically speaking, a lot of my discipline of my children happened in the early years. And it wasn't necessarily with a belt. It was them quick pops. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, like, hey, the stove is hot. Don't play with me. I'm not hurt. You know what I'm saying? You gonna understand when I say this, you need to do this. You're gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not going for, you know what I'm saying? You set those standards early. So that to the point where I think the last whooping I gave to any of my children, my daughters probably was the last one I remember. My daughters. They were like 13, maybe 14. You know, because they were smelling themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? They kept getting in trouble.
You gotta knock hands through the wall.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to whoop a little ass. I think that was it. You know what I'm saying? And that was probably more of that was probably the last one that I given. Now my youngest son, my papa, he don't want no smoke.
Mm-hmm. He learned from everybody
He's
else.
seen everybody else get fucked up. He don't want no smoke. So he, out of all the children, he probably is the one that got the least amount of, you know what I'm saying, spanking.
Do you think that is honestly because he was the better or less challenging child, or that you are a different mother with him than you are with the other ones?
I'm definitely a different mother than what I am with him versus my first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you learn with each child.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But what's crazy is that what worked for one might not work for the other.
Right. Do you really think though, like that, like, and this is just, I'm just questioning because I'm gaining knowledge for myself because I want to know these answers.
Right.
But like, is it like the more gentle you are now with him makes a difference? Like, do you think you could have been that way with your older children, and just the space that you were in at that time didn't allow it because you didn't have the knowledge to do it?
I was not in.
You don't think it would have worked?
I think it would have worked, but I don't have the knowledge that I have now. Then, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the same thing. I don't have the same understanding of things. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the experience. So, had I had all of that, I most certainly could have done it then, because I had way more patience then, you know, than I think I do now.
Oh, your patience is thinner now.
I think my patience is thinner now.
And it's so crazy because I'm a firm believer in children learn where they live, you know, and like I said, you know, my mom, she had no idea that my stepfather was abusing me, even though I had told her like numerous times. She just didn't believe it. And it ain't no detriment to my mother, you know.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, it's not. At the end of the day,
yes,
no, it's not. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna stand firm on my stance. At the end of the day, we already had other topics about relationships and things of that nature, and what women had to go through and what women had to endure. And I don't fault my mother in any way, shape, form, or capacity for not listening to me when I told her. When she saw it, she definitely ended it. Immediately, she left that man alone when she saw it, because that's just who my mother was, and ain't no fault to that. Shout out to you, Hilda Ann Fars and Happy. I love you to death. And so, you know, it was like children learn where they live. And so I kept that in mind as I became a mother and I got older. And like I said, so when I was, you know, abusive to my kids, because again, I own my shit. It was solely just rage. But I thought that if I just emulate, like I saw parents being hard and strict, because in the South, you know, you are hard and strict. And, you know, my mother didn't hug her. Okay, talking about that. And so she didn't hug me. And so it was like, I was thinking it like, okay, if you're hard on them and you whoop them, it was not abuse. Then I had to recognize, like, well, damn, if you hurting your child to this degree, that is fucking abuse. So I had to learn for myself, like, nah, this shit ain't cool. Don't do that. They kids at the end of the day. I understand that. But then with the gentle parenting and shit, that came into fruition because, again, I'm trying to learn like how to approach. And then I felt like if I become my friend's kid, my kid's friend, that maybe we'll have a better relationship. But then that only got me disrespect. And so like everything is a learning experience. And there were several times where I personally had reached out to Who Want Kids on myself to gain knowledge, because unlike this panel, I didn't have this. I am the oldest of two. My sister's 13 years younger than me. My grandmother was the only person who had a lot of kids in their family. Nobody in my family, not my mother, not my aunts, not my uncles, can teach me. I used to reach out to them for help. I used to call them for help. Like, it's another reason why I sort of drink a lot. I was reaching out for answers, but I didn't have this support system. You know what I'm saying? And so I reached out to the only network that I knew, and they wouldn't even help me, because unless you are physically doing something to your kids, then they don't help you. They feel like your kids have a roof, they have a home, they have, you know, monetary, they have everything they need, but they didn't understand, like, it's parenting. Like, you need, me personally, I feel like people need to learn how to be a parent. You know, you just can't bring kids into the world
and just like
frivolously.
And it's like they say, like, there is no blueprint. There's no, yes, the fuck it is.
No, that ain't.
No, you can go at the look. It may not have been, but now there is nothing that you cannot find on the internet to help you at least guide you. I'm not saying that there is a blueprint for you to be able to build a house with precision, inch by inch and brick by brick. But there is at least information out there for you to at least have a start to figure it out. You don't have to just go into it blindly. If I sit here and Google how to make my child an NBA player, I'm sure that I could get a list of things that young mothers with NBA stars now did to gear their child up to be an NBA player. There
you
is
can do
so
that, but your child got to be willing to want to.
Yes, and that was just a example of what
Yeah.
I'm saying. There are so many different things out here to help people be a better person, a better parent, a better woman, a better man. So if you want to go seek out the information, you can go seek it out. I just think that people just really, truly don't. I think people believe that being a parent is just a maternal natural instinct. No, it's something that you have to work on and actually seek on being good at. You're not just going to wake up and be a good mom. That's not how it works. You do need to go out and research it and work at it the same way you do everything else.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm not going against somebody on my panel. I love my panel. These my babies. I'm not researching how to be a parent. It's an instinct, as far as I'm concerned. This is my opinion. It's an instinct. All women are not mothers. All men are not fathers. Everybody can't be parents to their children. That's why they're adopted. That's why they're
foster parents
and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But a mother is instinctively, she's automatically gonna know how to treat her kids and how to be a mother, because it is a instinct. I had kids young. I automatically, my one son I had young,
and that nurture already
automatically knew how to be a parent. But then again, I didn't, because I was young. So certain shit I didn't know, but I still nurtured.
Nurturing a child, disciplining a child.
I still paid attention to what he was doing. Hold on, because
they're all different.
I
know, and we do it to each other, but they're
we
all
most definitely know how to take care of our children. We know what they need, because it's automatic to know what they need, because we as adults know what we need. So we're going to know what our children need as parents. But sometimes we might not be able to give them what they need because we don't have the help and the support system. A lot of people have support systems that we don't have. A lot of people don't have. And that also goes into you being a nurturer and knowing what to do with your children, with having the support system. Everybody used to have a support system. Nobody has a support system now.
Correct.
So, and back
then
we really didn't have. Hey, you've been too loud. Get your ass. But yeah, so what? You ain't talking back.
What's your opinion on me?
Right. What's your opinion? He done gave it. But I'm gonna leave. Okay. But what I'm saying is, like, to me, it was instinct for me to know what I needed to do and better myself as a mother for my children. I immediately knew, they need this, they need this, they need that. Oh, they don't like this, they don't like that. I'm gonna get this in. I'm gonna just buy them breakfast food because they ass don't eat shit else. So they eat breakfast. So they eat breakfast morning, noon, and night. You feel me? Waffles, whatever they have to do. They'll cook eggs. They do whatever they want to do for the breakfast. You feel me? But they didn't eat other things. So I knew like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. That don't make me no bad parent because my kids ate breakfast food more than noon and night. That's just what the fuck they eat.
That's what they wanted.
They very picky right now to this day.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Your daughter eat my food.
Oh, did she? but us as mothers, to me, I feel that we automatically know what our children need, and my children made me better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, they built me up to make me better and to make me stronger to support them as they got older. But as they got older, it's like that support went out the door.
Yeah,
because it was like, damn. Y'all was left with me. Nobody else was around but me.
And my grandkids did it for me. You know.
Yeah, my grandkids.
Like they changed the whole perspective and game for me. Like I didn't understand. Like as much as I love my children,
that's beautiful.
My grandkids have made me beyond a better woman, mother, grandmother, every way, shape, form, and fashion. Because at the end of the day, like you were saying, again, I didn't mean to interject you, but that's, day to day.
What you said?
Day to day. But anywho, it's I recognized, again, with my 7 children, they all have me. And I recognize, like, I be at my daughter's house, and I'm not calling her out, even if you're watching, you already know. And I used to, I would hear her wake up her daughter in the morning, and sometimes she'd be rushing. And so now she's rushing the baby. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I used to rush them. And then I didn't think about it until, it just hit me one time. Like, it's like, the energy that you put into your kids is energy they don't give every day at school. And so now I had started with the last set of my kids. You're smart, you're beautiful, you can do anything just because you can. Doesn't mean you should. That's my mantra. If you steal it, it's Tasha, Day-to-Day Podcast, Magnet. Don't steal my shit. But anywho, that's the mantra, Day-to-Day Podcast, Magnet, Tasha, just because you can. You're smart, you're beautiful, you can do anything, and just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And I didn't understand that because, like, now I'm watching her brush her teeth, get up in the morning. I'm like, damn, I used to do the same shit. And then they had a bad day at school. I would get a bad report. So I told my daughter, like, look, I'm not coming for you, but remember when I did that to you? Don't do that to them. Homework, oh my God. Homework was a whole nother beast because I get easily frustrated. I have no patience. I don't understand. Like if it is 2 apples and my best friend is my financial advisor, if it's 2 apples here and 2 apples here, why the hell do you keep telling me 6? It's 2 and 2. Look at the fingers, count. I used to get so frustrated, and now I watch my daughter do it with her kids, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so everything is inherited. Yes, as a mother, we are nurturers. Naturally nurturers, but patience and guidance and all of these things that we did not know, we had to learn. And that's what I appreciate about me is, again, I'm always going to tell everybody I appreciate growth because I don't know everything. And I can only continue to grow, and I can only continue to help you be a better parent than I am. Because if you're a better parent than I am, then even if I was effed up then, I succeeded with you. Because you ain't like me. You did better. You do better. My granddaughters have a beautiful home. Beautiful home. They ain't never seen the projects. And ain't nothing wrong with the projects. Faye Apartments, hey, shout out. But ain't nothing wrong with that. That they didn't see that. You know
Faye Town in the building.
Right. But ain't nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, I still believe that they need that. They need some of that hoodness and that rawness because now my granddaughter live in a school where it's only maybe 5 blacks. You need to see that shit. So it's always to me, like she said, it's
somebody at the door.
Like best friend said, it's a balance. Like y'all said, like you said, Hosh.
I don't mean it for this to be playing. Go ahead, sorry.
But no, I'm just saying, like, and I don't mean to be long-winded. Sorry, Pinot Grigio. But there she go. That's the oldest.
What's up, cuz?
So do you got something to say about gentle parenting?
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Keep it going.
But no, like at the end of the day, like I said, at the end of the day, it is a balance. You know, I was a rough mother. Then I was a then I was a semi. Then I was a mellow mother. But I'm a better grandparent. And if I can do that and share my story and testimony with anybody, it is what we do. We need that shit. Because I would say, I'm sorry, go ahead. I would say this because I step back and let all y'all talk. You got to know your kid. Each kid is different. Okay, so you got to know your character of your kid because every kid got their own character. And I will say, I got only 2 kids, thank God. I got stepchildren too, but 2 kids just came out of my hoo-ha. My son was the hardest. And I think he was the hardest because I shared him with someone outside of our home. So when he went for his visits, he came home and I said, okay, you got to redirect yourself, you know. And whatever he was told there, he used to come home because it was told to him, if you act up, she gonna send you to me. You get what I'm saying? Then he was a kid and I used to always tell him to redirect it, but he used to act up in school. He used to get his butt tore up. But what I did learn different from my mother, even though I was a strict parent, I learned to talk to them first. You get what I'm saying? Do you know what you did wrong? You know, we had a conversation. What do you expect out of this? You know, what do you think mama's supposed to do? Put me on the punishment. Okay, well, we're going to work with your punishment. We're going to work with your suggestion first. But if you do this again, I'm going to tear that ass or we're going to bring out the rump buster. I made my own paddle, and it was called the rump buster.
What was the rump buster?
I had 2 paint sticks. Well, actually, it was 4, and I wrapped it up in the black duct tape, and it said rump buster.
You used to whoop your kids with that?
It was a pattern. I used to tear that ass up. But the whole point of the matter is we had conversations. And the rump buster used to hang up on the wall. And we were told, Mama go to work.
Rump buster.
I get the money to pay the bills. You go to school. You get the grades. That's your money. Mm-hmm. Your grades is your money. See, we had conversations where my mama, you better do what you better do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to knock your head. My mama used to always say, I'm going to beat your neck out. That's her word. I'm going to beat your neck out. I'm like,
she going to kill you because she beat
your neck out and my head got to go first.
If she got to beat
you let me show you.
She gonna
but
kill
anyway, what I was saying, let me go back to what I was saying. I had a conversation with my children. We talked, and I gave them choices. What punishment you think I should give you? Mm-hmm. And we're going to work with that punishment. And then if you do it again, we're going to work with mama's punishment.
She knew that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my daughter, she was so easy until she got to high school. She was smelling herself. What they say, smell like piss. Mm-hmm. And I only had to dog walk her one time. Mm. One time. I was saying, but the whole point is I had to dog walk her.
What's a dog walk?
I put my foot in her tail.
I know, but did you dog walk her with a chain? And
no, you being funny, silly. But you know what I'm talking about. I had to tear that tail up though. But I had to also embarrass her too in front of her friends because she had her hair done every second. I ain't even gonna say every week. She had her hair done every second because mama did her hair. You get what I'm saying? Because I do hair. She was dressed to the T's. You know what I'm saying? And I had to bring her down to reality. You know, because you live in privilege. That's how I look at it. You live in privilege. You ain't living like most kids that they don't know the next meal they have. Mm-hmm. You knew you laid down. You didn't have no worries because you knew mama had the roof, mama had the food, mama had the clothes, mama had the shoes. You get what I'm saying? And so on and so on. So I call those type of kids privilege because they had no worries. And there's some kids out there that got worries. Mm-hmm. They don't know when their next meal is. They don't know if they're going to have a roof over their head. Exactly. They don't know if mama and daddy going to be there. So the kids that got it made, and in their mind, they might not have it made, but they got it made, they privilege. And you know what? I just speak the most because again, I'm not trying to overtalk or even like make it seem.
We about to shut Tasha down. Talking about she.
Okay, at the end of the day, no, we're not. But no, and you reminded me because you're right. She's about no, we're not. I'm not. Because it is. You're right. There's a standard, and it's like when you overstep that standard, you have to bring them back. And I remember like at the end of the day having to go to the school because I was that type of parent too. I used to go to the school and with my kids because again, I'm always gonna say the same shit. I'm always looking for the best way possible to be a parent. So I used to go to school with the kids like, damn, like maybe that's gonna make them shape up and ship out. I don't know, but it was like nothing, like you said, nothing is written in stone, nothing's in a book. No. It's just every day it's a learning process.
I had kids that
but consistency.
Yeah. A whooping that would mean nothing.
Right. But make it worse. But you know what I learned, and this is what I teach. Consistency was my true downfall. I was never consistent. I was always threatening.
Where you say I'm gonna take the toy,
and you never took it. And I never took the toy. Gotcha. And that's why I tell my best friend, I tell my daughters, I tell anybody to listen. If you're going to give your kid a punishment,
you gotta be consistent.
You have to be consistent.
One moment. Go ahead, keep going.
No, and you have to, because if you don't, that's the moment that they're going to seize an opportunity to take that as and I don't only want to use the word weakness.
It is a weakness.
But
it is a weakness.
Okay.
It is a weakness. And it's also
hold on, caller.
In a case where if you have in my case, both parents were in the household.
Mm-hmm.
So, but both parents have to be a united front.
Yeah.
If you're not a united front,
they're gonna play too
the kids will see that y'all not united, and they don't play y'all against one another.
Because my son, my oldest.
So whenever you finish, Dominique, we got to
I'm gonna be quick. He's 15 years old, and when I was having him, I was 23. But I had lived a life of drugs, guns, and all. I was in it all the way. And so when I got pregnant, I found out he was a boy. I was concerned, and I really could not figure out how to make sure that he did not go down that path, because that's the only path that I knew. But I did know other men who started and moved, because I grew up in LA and I spent a lot of time in Chicago, so I knew that there was a way out of that situation. So I asked him, and one man told me just that, like with parents with children, you all have to be united front in front of these kids, because if they know they can't fuck with mama and they know they can't fuck with daddy, and y'all are together in it, then they ain't gonna have no choice but to follow the line. It'll deter them from going the wrong way when they know their parents are together.
Real
in
shit.
Right. And what's really crushing me is that me and my son's father have been that united front up until recently when he moved up there. And he up there with him, and I'm the motherfucking villain. And I feel like it's the most crucial time.
It shouldn't be that way though.
And it's just really sad, because if ultimately I could take anything from everything that I've learned about raising a black man, is that when there are two parents involved, they definitely need to be a united front, and extracurricular activities are just as important. Those things will right now it's crushing the fuck out of me.
So thank you, caller, for calling in today tonight, because it's going down.
Yes,
talk about these kids, baby. We couldn't even let the caller get in, baby. You had to hold on. We got shit to say. But what's going on, caller? What's up, Tamar?
Hey, my beautiful sisters over there. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we good. Is this Tamar Tips?
Tamar Safari.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes, I.
Okay.
We get the veggie back from her.
Okay.
Let's veggie back off of Tamar.
Absolutely. Veggie back.
Well, I just want to start off saying that I gave birth to 11 children. And I raised 11 children. Most of them were raised with me and their father. And then we was together for 25 years and raised most of them together. And I do agree that it takes both parents to raise children or a child. My recipe to parenting is maternal instinct. I think that we all have some form of maternal instinct in us, but that doesn't necessarily mean that some young mothers will use maternal instinct. You know, you have some mothers that's abusive, some women that has been through trauma, and that prevents them from actually being loving maternal mothers. And then the other recipe is we raise our children sometimes and most of the time the way that we were raised by our, mothers and fathers and grandparents and uncles and aunts and stuff like that. And then the third thing is common sense. It's common sense that if the baby is wet or if the baby is hungry or if a child is being bullied at school is to react to it. Behind every action is a reaction, which is common sense. Use the common sense. If your child is wet, change the baby's diaper. If the baby is hungry, which is maternal instinct and common sense. And then the last recipe for me for parenting is trial and error, because we learn as we go along. Because we don't have any institutions. We should have institutions for relationships and parenting, because the parenting is going to somewhat come from the relationship between the mother and the father. And most of the time, mothers and fathers don't stay together. Most of the time, when mothers and fathers divorce and separate, it has an effect on the children. Sometimes the parents fight over the children. Who's going to get the children? Who's going to get put on child support? So it's a lot of things that come with parenting. It's one of the most hardest jobs on the planet. And I think if the churches were involved, if we had great churches, because the church should be open like Walmart, it should be open 24/7. Because the church is like a spiritual hospital. If you're having problems with your children, your husband, you're having financial woes, the church is supposed to be there to support. And I think if we had institutions that we would be able to learn more skills on learning how to parent. Because it's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. I had to raise 11 children, so I raised 11 different personalities. So if somebody comes to me about one of their children, more than likely I would be able to assist them, because I probably had a child just like one of the children that they had. So I call myself a psychologist in my own way when it comes to rearing children, assisting younger women with learning how to deal and to take care of their children. It ain't just putting a roof over their head and put them in fancy clothes and feeding them. We have to give these children attention and affection. And a lot of us didn't get that from our parents. We didn't get the affection. We wasn't taught to love yourself. Love yourself first. Right. So when you get in a relationship with a young man, there's certain things that you're not going to accept because of the love that you have for self. We was taught how to love our parents, love God, love everything except ourselves. My mother didn't teach me to love myself. And neither did my grandmother. These were religious women. Go to church, go to Sunday school, go to Bible studies. Love God, but you never told me to love myself. Yeah, because loving ourselves has a lot to do with being able to raise our children and to raise our families and to try to stay in relationships for the long haul. And most women, we do like getting in relationships and being in relationships forever. It's kind of different for men, but I can go on and on and on, but I just wanted to share that with y'all.
Man, thank you. When I tell you that was amazing, like I gotta clap on that, man. I gotta raising 11 children, man. I could never. Right. Exactly. I could never. I put my hat out. Yes, you are the queen, and continue to. If any woman bearing a child is the queen.
Right?
Exactly.
Not saying that. I'm just saying, with you doing, with me knowing what you've been through and what you do and have done, hats off to you, queen, because you are a queen. How many grandchildren do you have?
I got 19.
That's what's up.
And that's not even a lot, because just thinking.
She got 17 and she only got how many children?
I have 7 children. I have 9.
She got 7. And she got 17 grandkids.
Three of mine don't have children, and then about 5 of them only have one. So they told me, Mama, we ain't having no bunch of kids like you. I'm like, okay.
Oh, they be saying that.
Only 2 of mine don't have kids. Only 2 of mine don't have kids.
4 of them have one, and then I have one son that has 5.
Yeah.
And then I have one daughter that has 3, and then I have another daughter that has 2, and the rest of them have 1, and the other 3 doesn't have none. So they already had about 3 or 4 children apiece. I already had about 40-something grandchildren.
Honey, and then I
do you have sense? 19 was enough.
That's a lot.
Do you have sense, Tamia? I got sense. I got like 3 of them that's 3 at the same time, 2 of them that's 2 at the same time. It's so many sets, it don't even make no daggone sense.
I got a couple of sets, and then I got one set of twins.
Oh,
so,
Tasha got
so I got a couple sets too, but 2 or 3 of my daughters. Or one of my sons.
Okay, wow. Hey, we got. Hey, I love you so much. You are so knowledgeable.
I'm still on the beach, but I'll be
yes. I know you will, and we gotta link up. We gotta link up ASAP.
Okay. All right, y'all have a good evening.
Yes,
love beautiful queen.
Love
Thank you.
Too.
Love you.
We got Keelante Britt watching. Hey, I can't wait to talk to you on Friday. Let's talk about it Fridays. And then we got a question. Tamar said it's maternal instinct in everyone. Mm-hmm. However, does it mean the maternal instincts will kick into every parent?
Exactly.
And she said that, and I totally agree with that because
some people have postpartum.
Yeah, people have postpartum and they don't know they do.
Right.
Postpartum can be from the way you keep your house, the way you do this, the way you do that. It's different ways. Like only because you have a child, you by yourself. You don't have no help. Nobody's helping. You know, it's a lot to that. It is. It's a lot to postpartum.
Postpartum and PSTD, they go hand in hand. It's just like, it's just amazing though, like how we talk about everything again on day-to-day podcast, and we differentiate, that's not the word, I didn't pronounce it correctly, I've been drinking, but we tailor certain words to be male, we tailor certain words to be female. Mm-hmm. And so the postpartum is like designed for women, like, oh my God, they had a baby. And it's like, it's just so much more than that. Just like with the man in the military or even in life, because it doesn't have to be military stricken with PTSD, but we don't get on our subject on that. I was just saying though, but it's the same thing, because at the end of the day, depression is just an umbrella with many raindrops underneath it. And you know, everything is like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be vast with saying everything. It's uncanny to me that a person can be going through something, and just because you didn't experience that or you didn't go through that, it makes that person who is going through that somehow making it up, or they're just being this, or they're just being that, they're just being that. But it's a lot. It's a lot to being a parent. Even though we're talking about, like, from a female's point of view, I would love to hear from some male viewers about, you know, corporal and gentle parenting. Like, everything's an umbrella. We all experience things collectively, but the conversations are not held until you come to day-to-day podcast. I'm sorry. Plug it again,
she plugged, girl.
Plugging it. Now
hey, that's Magnet.
Now
done.
done.
Oh my goodness.
Because last time I was quiet, but now I'm back because I was sick. I'm not sick no more.
Yeah, on some of that. Hey, I love it.
I think it really just depends on a lot on how you were raised.
Right.
Your upbringing is going to be similar to how you bring up your children. like you were saying, how you you was rushing your kids in the morning, and then you seen your daughter doing the same thing, or with the homework situation. Because for me, it was teaching my son learning how to read. Why you know that this word was on this page, but the very next page you don't know what that word is, but you just said it over here.
Mm-hmm.
You playing with me,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? You playing in my face. You know what I'm saying? But
we just read that word.
We just read that word. You playing with me. So it was like it certain. It was, but I didn't know then how to be a little more gentle, with that. As it went on, I kind of got the understanding of what it took. And then I'm a firm believer on, don't give me no bullshit in the morning before I'm going to work or before I'm going to school or when I first started my day. Don't bring me no bullshit, because how my day starts is going to dictate how my day is going to go.
Mm-hmm. But that go for the kids though. Too.
So with that, since that was my thought process with my children, I really didn't want to be on their ass like that and make them be in a bad mood in the mornings. However, children being children,
they take you there.
They take you there sometimes, and then you know what I'm saying, and then you find yourself saying things before they go to school or acting a particular
but then
way
they not gonna pay
before
attention.
they go to school. You know what I'm saying? So I got to a point where it was like, look, I'm not trying to fuck your day up. I just need you to understand that I can't let that fly.
Right.
I just can't let that go. You have to understand, if I let it go, it's it's gonna be okay. And for me, I might forget about shit.
I gotta get you right there.
I gotta get it while it's fresh in my head, because I'm not gonna feel the same way or be able to express the same thing I am once I done been to work. I done had to deal with X, Y, and Z, and I'm not thinking about that shit no more.
And and that's and again, always best friend, and that's what she teaches me though, because when I met her and the conversation she has with her son, it's like they literally have conversations before he moved to Chicago, on the way to school.
Because that's the thing too. Like, in the moment when I want to check you, I'm probably pissed. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna check you in a way that's probably not gonna be effective at all. So once I let that marinate throughout the day and not fuck up your day at school, and you done had a good day at school, I done had a good day at work, and we can come back and talk about it, it's probably going to be more effective than what it would have been if I checked you, fucked up your day, fucked up my day. And so that's, like, I truly, truly believe that we do have that maternal instinct, but there are things that we don't know, and we do have to seek out that information to just become better people. Period. Like, I have literally worked, researched, read, put together, processed, tried, failed, redid it, and redone it to just try to be the mother that I wanted to have, and not the mother that my mother was. I'll say, we survived, and it's okay. No, I want my kids to thrive. I don't want to be my mother. I want to be better than that. Absolutely.
But as children, they don't have a complete understanding of everything. No, they don't. So their thought process is skewed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go back. Like, for me, me and my mother, she had me young. So my mom got pregnant with me when she was 17. Mm-hmm. So we kind of like grew up together. You know what I'm saying? My relationship with my mother is different than my mother relationship with my youngest sister. Mm-hmm. It's just different. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, so the same with my son. I had my son when I was 19. So he kind of like came up with me. My relationship with my oldest son is different, but it's a communication thing with our children. Yeah. You have to be able to, like, look.
Gotta talk to them.
Yeah. I talk to my children how I would talk to anybody else. Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, check me. You playing in my face. Right. You think you making me feel like you think I'm soft.
Man.
Like, I won't fucking put my hands on you.
Now, I don't want to get it misconstrued. Cause Mary to get this work.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I would always say you gonna get these.
I ain't never had a bump buster, but I square up with this man. This man will take these body shots.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
He will get them.
Right.
Mary will get them.
Right.
But it's also gonna be after I tell him why he didn't.
But that's the part. That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
remember my grandmother having that same conversation with my mother as the child. I don't know how old I was. I don't remember. It's one of my first memories. When my grandma's like, "You keep whooping her ass, but you ain't telling her why you whooping her ass."
And that's why I wanted to change my situation.
Shit.
My mom used to tear our tails up.
Yeah.
But she didn't tell me why I was getting teared up.
Right.
And
And
so
out,
I'm getting tore up because my older sister did something.
Me and my mom
whooping everybody.
Me and her would have a goddamn class business meeting. She got the belt in her hand and we having a discussion.
Right.
And her question was, so you know why you about to get this ass whooping, right?
Yeah.
You completely understand.
Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, should I say no to prolong shit? Do I got 5 more minutes in
My
this?
son
And I
tried
can take
that one
advantage
time. Like,
of?
no,
I don't
well, let me explain it to you.
Hey, my grandmother used to do that. So my grandma would tell me that she would be like, now the reason that I whooped you, and she would give me treats and shit, like cheese balls and cookies and shit. And I got my ass.
Not cheese balls.
Yeah, that was the shit. It would kind of fuck me up, but it's like it wasn't gentle parenting. It was. I know I fucked you up.
Right.
You deserve to be fucked up, but I still love you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Just because I whooped your ass don't mean that I don't love you, that I won't nurture you, that I don't care for you.
Right. And it's so crazy that I'm hearing all y'all stories and at the end of the day. And so for me, my perspective was the flip side. Like after I beat my kid's ass, I didn't explain shit. I didn't explain shit before, during, after. I would just go in the room feeling bad, like, all right, so you want to go to the mall? You want to get a shirt?
Damn.
Like, or,
hey, y'all.
You know, you want to get some food? Like, I used to.
That's the experience, though.
I know,
like,
but we about to get off of here.
Yeah, girl, because I done sat here and drank this whole.
Can we do part 2 with this?
Yeah, we can do
part 2. Next Wednesday, can we do
Right.
part 2?
Absolutely.
It's more to get into it. We had technical
difficulties.
But I got some shit.
Right.
And we need to do part 2. So
I want to say this though, right quick.
I was about to say before we get off here, let's wrap this up.
I want to say this. My mother.
No means question.
Oh,
the damn Mondays?
No, we not.
No,
I can't.
No,
We
got to.
Let Crystal say it. My mom used to come in my house and she said,
I'm drinking out the bottle.
I said, I talk too much. She said, you talk too much. Just grab and snatch. I said, no, I need to make sure they know because you didn't make sure I knew. That's all I wanted to say. She told me I talk too much.
Okay. No, miss. No.
We don't have a question.
Come on, slide. Come on, Otis. Slide on in to me. Listen, no. We need to take a quick break.
I can't take a break.
We can't take no break.
I can't take no break.
We got no break. I got all the time in the world.
We know.
Yes, I do.
Well, we know.
You gonna ask your wife this question.
You gonna ask your wife this question. I'm going home.
Ask the question real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, he's ready.
He ain't even fucking
You ain't even ready. He ready.
We done had technical difficulties.
Can I have a moment of
Silence.
We had a moment.
Silencio. How the hell she get to get up? Hey, you get to get up.
I'll be back.
Oh, no. F that. Come on.
My question is for parenting. How do you guys feel about your oldest child being the guinea pig child? Have you taken into consideration their feelings for the things you put them through as far as making them have to watch the kids, have to take on more responsibility? Have you had that conversation with them to see how they felt?
Right.
You know, I sound like y'all need to answer this question.
I'll answer it first.
But you the oldest.
I'll answer it first. I'll answer it first because I am also the oldest. risk and I did have to take on that responsibility. And I definitely took into account what that meant for me as a child, not ever being able to be a child.
Right.
I personally refuse to make my son be my baby daddy. No.
I'll answer.
Absolutely. Yes. No, I have taken into account that. My first son, he was the guinea pig, but like I said, me as a person, I have been working on myself as a woman. I have sought out information. I have researched. I have asked questions because I have always felt that, yes, I am equipped to a certain degree, but if I want to be stellar at it, I need to work on it. So, no, it is absolutely 100% accurate to think that your oldest child should not necessarily be the guinea pig. You should just be trying shit out.
But
no.
you do, though.
No, you don't. I mean, what else are you supposed to do?
Do you have years, right?
But you asking us the question, though,
Right.
right? So she's giving you her opinion.
There's always a rebuttal with these men.
But you gotta understand, cousin Laura.
Well, I'm
She
saying
said her
right.
opinion.
At the end of the day, my oldest son, my oldest child is my son. He's not my oldest child. He's always been, and to this day, he's been my brother. My oldest child is right here. This is my oldest daughter. She's my oldest child because at the end of the day, I know you wish I said, but I was just young, and my mother always wanted sons. She only had me and my sister, and so when my son was born, my mother just took total control of my son. And to this day, we're just not. We are not on the same page. I love him. I know who he is. But my oldest daughter, I took a lot from her because I got pregnant again, and I made her grow up. Now I've never asked her how she felt about it. I don't think that she wasn't babysitting because at that time in my life I wasn't working, so it was always me, my oldest daughter, and my other daughter. So I don't know.
I didn't hear the question.
For-fledged. Well, I mean, for-fledged, but I can say like for my second set, yeah, I totally did. I totally made the first set responsible for the second set. I don't know how they felt about it. I didn't feel no way about it. I just know
I love it because at the end of the day, you can take a child to Tasha's house and it don't matter how old the child is or who is there. That child is going to be fed, burped, changed, and well taken care of. Tasha's house is the drop off.
we potty train, we do everything.
I am so grateful.
So
I am so grateful because my son was the only child. So I used to just take him to Tasha's house.
On that oldest child being the guinea pig, how do you change that narrative?
You can't.
You can't.
Because how else you start having other kids? How the other kids gonna learn besides from the older?
But I get what you're saying.
That older child got it.
I get what you're saying.
Let me point this out to you. I got an older sister. So my mother had a set of kids that could be me and my older sister's kids, actually. Okay? So I got two younger sisters that can actually be my children. However, I decided not to do what my mother did, but a little part of it I did because I had to be at work at a certain time. So my son had to make sure him and his sister got on the bus. You get what I'm saying? So even though I didn't make him do as much as I did growing up, he did do part of it because he had to make sure both of them got out the house, made sure the door was locked, and made sure they got on the school bus. That's due to the fact of I had to go to work.
How about your problem and your question be with the men who leave these women with these kids, and we got to depend on our youngest adult or young adult children to fill in the blank? How about that be the motherfucking problem? How about these men be fathers? How about these men be fathers and we don't have to have our kids help us take our kids to the bus?
Okay, so
how about that? How about the men be fathers and the oldest kids don't have to take the kids to the bus, or they don't have to cook dinner because mommy or daddy is there and it ain't just on mommy? How about that?
I'm gonna say this. There is no foolproof way to your oldest not being the fucking guinea pig because it's your oldest. You have no experience with no other children because you have no experience in raising no other children. Your oldest children is going to be the guinea pig. They are going to be the first one to get everything because you have no other children.
I mean, I didn't know how to breastfeed. My oldest child was a guinea pig.
Everything.
Now my daughter, I was a pro.
Right. You're learning everything. So let's just get that out the way. However, I am the oldest as well. So I was the crash test dummy as well.
Right. That's all.
So with that being said, there were certain things that I would not do or have my son do because I endured certain things.
Right.
That's the only way that you can break the cycle. My mama used to have you watch these kids all the goddamn time. I'm not gonna have my son watch my kids. I'm gonna go get a babysitter.
Right. I'm the only one that was the second oldest as a guinea pig.
You know what I'm saying? It was things that she did that I didn't like. However, that does not mean that my son wasn't a crash test dummy because it was certain shit that he endured that some of my other children didn't have to do.
Right.
Hence the reason he say, you soft.
Right.
If that was me, you would have did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not that you're soft. It's not that you're soft. It's that I'm understanding. I'm experienced. I know what to do and what not to do now. Right. So with me, I know my children feel this way. I know there were certain things they experienced. So I'm an accountable parent. Right. Which we don't have a whole bunch of those out here.
Oh, right, because I
am an accountable parent.
Yes.
So I communicate to my children.
Yes.
I know I might have fucked y'all up.
I tell them.
But I didn't know what I was doing. I was only able to give y'all what I had to give y'all. Understand?
So you had that conversation with them to let them know.
Yes. Repeat it.
Okay, whatever you feel I would take on what you feel I did. Now that I took on your animosity, what you finna do now? I even told my son that. Now that I took on that animosity, I apologize. What you know what he said to me? You ain't apologized right. You can't tell me how to apologize. You feel what I'm saying?
My kids told me.
That's how these kids
but my kids told me.
That's why we doing part 2.
My kids told me like I keep it so such 100 with my children. My kids told me, you was a good parent,
right?
We was on some bullshit. You were off. There wasn't nothing that you did.
My kids ain't gonna tell me
it was
that.
us. I see what you was trying to do. I see what you did. We appreciate that.
Well, I told my kids we go to therapy. I mean, my son talk out.
Y'all ready?
This one we gotta do part 2 because my kids blame. Look at her. Everything on me, but they never wanted for nothing.
Right.
So they blame everything on me, and they don't even have kids. Right. 2 of my children, I got 3. 2 of mine don't even have children. I got to. And they blame certain shit on me. On the way they say I don't emotionally support them, but you support me financially. But you don't support me emotionally and this and that. And I'm like, huh?
Right.
I gotta support myself. What the fuck is you talking about? But anyway, part 2. Because I didn't get to really say what I wanted to really say. But it's all about privilege. These kids nowadays, that's why I said the kids that don't worry about the roof over their head and the food in their mouth, them are privileged children. Them children that worry about that, them the ones that to me seem like they turn out better. They do. It's the ones that you give it all to and work hard for it and blood and sweat for it. Right. And change your life for it. Right. That treat you fucked up. Part 2.
I ain't got nothing to say.
I'm gonna talk about it. I gotta talk about that. I'm
my
sorry.
Baby's awesome. They don't even
That's
know
good, but that's good. That is good. That's good. That's my son talk out the side of the neck. One minute he come home and say, "Mom, you was the best mom. All my friends done been jail. They killed."
I got a bonus baby though. Yeah. My project the one that's not mine. You know what I'm saying? She talks to me pretty reckless back, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Moral of the story is We all have fucked up lives growing up.
We do.
And sometimes we fuck up our kids' life.
We do.
And we have to accept that and be ready to.
But sometimes we give them the best, and they still, when they get old enough to make their own choices, they fuck themselves up. They want to blame the parents.
I'm not responsible for your success. I'm not responsible for your success on your shit. I did the best I could. Can you repeat that?
Y'all all have fucked up lives growing up.
You said y'all?
No.
Some people.
Some people have fucked up lives growing up and make bad decisions growing up, right?
Right.
So sometimes that rubs off on your kid, and he gonna do nothing but act rebellious and make bad decisions and do things like that of that nature because some of the blame was put on him like that, and he's seeing that the other kids don't get that. So now he gonna act out of term and do wild.
My child is like the only child.
Oh my goodness.
He's just fucking.
Man.
All right, then.
Hey, that was live.
Part two
next Wednesday.
I got to piss.
Yeah, wait. I got to piss. Yeah. Hey, you went there.
Oh God, don't lie.
Yeah. For sure. But wait a minute. Can I say this? Can I say that? Make sure y'all tune in on Sunday on Busy One. Shout out to Busy One Radio. We are part of Busy One Radio family. If you not, then you just not. Make sure y'all download the app for free. Me and Mondays every Monday. Women Wednesday. Shout out to Women Wednesdays. And we got Fridays. Let's talk about it every Friday. We got my people coming on Friday. Let's talk about it, Kilante. We got some questions for you, and we gonna be there for the premiere because we're gonna support our Black young producers, directors, and actors and artists. But we about to be up off of here.
Absolutely.
But hey, wait a minute. She's like, I gotta pee.
She say pee. I have been over here. Hey, my truck.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hope there's nothing to it. I felt that we were not giving, but we turned to lovers from friends. Put up all night, hands on my thick thighs. Maybe it's just brown eyes. Know you from a past life. You got me open. You know every curve in my mind. You be past your time. Just fine. Do you believe me when I say you got me needy, Ben? I think I've fallen in. Now get me high like marijuana. Respect you like my father. If I bless you with the nana, you better not tell nada. Don't need no mentions, just your attention. You do it better. Let me go never. Say feel sexual. Get sweater when you feed my mind. Tell me that shit's all mine. You do it better. For you it's whatever. Come be with me. What's blind now I see is you. I want more than just a sneaky link. How about forever, baby, what you think? Laid eyes on you and then I saw my dreams. You saw your body, everything between. Speak to my heart, boy. I love to feel your face by me skin. Here just to let your love in. Only you forgive me good love. My lover and my friend. Do you believe me when I say you got me needy, Ben?
You want me to warm it up? Oh, you know. Oh, you talking? What is it? Yo, who? What she cook?
I don't like that shit.
What she cook?
Day-to-day podcast. Men's Motivational Monday. Busy One. Worldwide collaborations. Women's Wednesday. I don't like that shit. want to drop it down on them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm over here. Hey, they got up over here so fast. We late. They ready to go to sleep. You hear me? Hey, they ready to go to sleep and hear what they own asses. Hey, everybody ready to go to bed? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind.
She one of a kind, yeah, she's fine. 2 times time, then she down. Getting this money, she stay in line. Yeah, she gon' grind all the time, okay. Get this money, okay. Ain't no play, gon' play with my bae. She just wanna go hard for that cake. Just gon' hit and go make it work. Go ahead, get the money. Go ahead, get the money. Go ahead, treat yourself to something. Go ahead, treat yourself to something. Girl, you fine like a ticket to something. Girl, they quiet like crickets or something. They ain't posted, they mentions for nothing. They hard for something. Your beauty is stunning. Waist don't slam, your ass on drunken. I hate it gon' hate, but they ain't getting nothing. 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. You gon' get that money and gon' get it jumping. You know you on track the way that you run it. Credit score over 800. And when you out, you get 100 comments. That's something they gotta acknowledge.
Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind. 5'5", brown eyes, long hair, thick thighs, dressed like Mary J. Blige. Beautiful on the inside and outside. Pretty when she wake up. She don't need no makeup. Princess cut diamonds on her neck. You can tell, baby, caked up. Plus she got a couple businesses, write her own pay stub. She ain't gotta chase nobody, everybody chase her. And her beauty so bold, when God made her, he done broke the mold. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind.
Fireball lips, fireball hips, fireball thick. Let your hair down and twerk a little bit, sip a little bit, smoke a little bit. Haters gon' hate, baddest in the clique. One who get the chips, one who got the drip. Sideline, you prime time. Double nickel, you dime. Big ass with the double line. Wake it up, that's the dollar sign. Bitches, you slow, that mean her name is on new dotted line. Shopping sprees, copping free, Birkin bag. Poppin' tags, dropping swag. Shorty, you pay the cost.
Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. This is hard to find. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She like my lights. I like her eyes. Goddamn, she fine. Goddamn, she fine. She one of a kind. Can't get her off of my mind.